This week had all the makings of a perfect training week. Look, I even had enough energy to show off a bit on my long run. Blue skies, running rivers, all good. Until Thursday, race pace day. I had a bit of a technical fail that resulted in some chaos and some mileage mix up. And, truth be told, a teeny tiny tantrum on my part. This is week 8 of my 10-week half marathon training. It was a mix of both flow and frustration. On Thursday, on race pace day, I'm even putting you in my car because I'm so frustrated and I am double checking some distances. If this is your first time dropping by, I'm Angela and this is my channel, Lead Your Living. If you are someone who is returning, it is so great to see you again. As you know, this is my 10-week half marathon training schedule, and I am sharing it all, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the very frustrating. Let's jump into the first run of the week. Training day 50. This is the first day of week 8, and it was an 18-kilometer run. It was windy. It was windier than I thought, actually, for the first 10 kilometers, and then the middle 5 were pretty good, and then the last 3 or so were pretty windy. I had lots of great thoughts out on the run today, and a lot of them around the zone too. I felt like I was pardon the pun, in the zone today, and not meaning with heart rate or pace or any of that, because I wasn't focusing too much on that at all. It was almost like a meditative run, and it was lovely. Here are some of my thoughts. Running really is therapeutic. I'm at 9.8 kilometers on my 18-kilometer run today. And I'm just thinking, first of all, my husband just stopped and brought me my water, which is much needed. It's a beautiful sunny day. Anyway, once I started to run again, I realized, oh, I didn't put my podcast back on and didn't even realize that I was like floating into almost a meditative state. It was just very relaxing out on the road. And that is one thing that Zone 2 has taught me, is running can be beautiful. So this is the exact same route that I did for week 7's long run, and it was 18.04 kilometers. We'll see how this compares. I don't know how it compares. I don't have it right here. So my total time was 2 hours and 16 minutes and 4 seconds, which is not very impressive from a pace perspective, because the pace was 7 minutes and 33 seconds a kilometer. Yeah, oh well. And my average heart rate, 143. So here's a quick comparison of the two runs. Exact same route, 2 different weeks. Pretty comparable. I have to laugh though when I see the total ascent being a little bit different. Me perhaps zigzagging up the hills? I don't know. It felt good, and I do think the 143 or whatever it was for the heart rate is probably a little high for zone 2 for me. I'm starting to think around 139 feels like where I should be for zone 2. I wish I had about 5 more weeks before race day, because I feel like I'm starting to get to know my body in terms of the heart rate thing, and how long I can do it with how far I can run with just total nose breathing and or doing the talk test. And I could do absolutely both of those for the run today. I was nose breathing the entire time. Yeah, they feel good. It feels much like meditation in some ways. Not sure how all of this relates to improving my pace, and I'm certainly not seeing that evidence, but we'll see how the week goes. Training day 51 is cross training day. Now, when you think cross training, you might be thinking these types of activities. Not entirely what I do on cross training. I'm a little more low key, but at least I'm doing something. Every other year when I use this schedule, I would use cross training as another rest day. This year, I've been hitting my exercise class or heading to my basement and doing a little workout down there. Yeah, not a lot of pictures. These are the pictures from a couple weeks ago because I keep forgetting to take pictures, but you get the idea. Training day 52. So here we are. We are week 8, and I am about to head out for my 6-kilometer steady run. And it looks like a beautiful day, but it is so windy. It is beautiful. The sun is shining and there is blue sky, lots of blue sky, but I can hear the wind, and I just looked up and it has wind gusts to 42 kilometers. So I am expecting that I will struggle with keeping my heart rate down, because I have learned through these weeks is that the wind pushes it up. So I think I'll head out into the wind, and then when I am coming back, hopefully the wind will be at my back. How do you like to, when you start out on a run on a windy day, do you start into the wind or do you start with the wind at your back? I always start into the wind. See you in a bit. So these are my new sneakers that I bought. I love them. They're Asics. And when I ordered them, I read the reviews, and the only bad thing I really saw was that somebody said they squeak when they walk. And I thought, oh, it's probably just related to the type of floors they're on. So that didn't keep me from purchasing them. But listen to them. As I said earlier, it was very windy. It's beautiful, but very windy. So I haven't looked at this. This isn't great. So this is supposed to be a steady run. So, I mean, I should be at a decent pace, and I wasn't. It's 6.05 kilometers in total. Took me 44 minutes and 50 seconds, so that should tell you something. My pace was 7:25 per kilometer. Yeah, that seems slower than usual, but in all honesty, I have no idea if it's slower than usual. I don't really know until I look at the past numbers. Oh, just a second here. I have my paper right in front of me. Okay, so last Tuesday, for my 6K steady. Oh, yeah, last Tuesday was 6 minutes and 15 seconds per kilometer. The Tuesday before that, which was only 5 kilometers, but a steady pace, 6:25 and 7:25 this week. That does not seem to be moving in the right direction. Now, having said that, I don't know. I can come up with all kinds of excuses. I'm really good at that. But I did stop at a traffic light twice, and I had one quick little sidewalk conversation, not like only a couple seconds though. And so that shouldn't really contribute to anything. And so probably just I was slow because I was going into the wind, and that's not cool. That's not what I want to see at this point. So the heart rate's not bad. The pace is bad. It was a lovely run, really, though. I am week 8. I have the rest of this week and then 2 more weeks of training, and then we are race day. So things should be coming together sometime soon. I'm not sure why they're not, but a lot of people say we're in it to win it. I am not in it to win it. I am in it to finish it, and I hope it will be a respectable pace on race day. Time will tell. I always like to think when I have it wasn't a bad run. I would not describe it as a bad run at all, as far as how it felt. The numbers indicate it's a bad run. And whenever the numbers indicate it's a bad run, I just want to blame it on my watch. Maybe it's getting old and not keeping good track, but no, that's not it. I know that's right. This is so interesting seeing this after the fact, because what I want to say to myself, do you know that's right? Because race pace day on Thursday might show something different. But first, we need to check in with training day 53. Okay, so it is an absolutely glorious morning. just back from my little 3K steady run. Oh my gosh, 3K is such a treat to run. So just looking at the details here. So it's supposed to be steady. So not fast, not slow. Took me 21 minutes and my pace was 7.7 minutes, 2 seconds per kilometer, which is a little slow. I would think that zone 3, I should be able to get a little bit better, but that's not how it's working out. So I'm just going to go with it because now we are 2.5 weeks away from race day. Average heart rate through the run is 147, which I think is pretty good. I think the top of my zone 3 is around 143. But you know what? I had a little aha moment about how I calculated my heart rate for my zones. Not sure if it makes a huge amount of difference, but my zone calculations were based on the wrist monitor, but now I'm comparing where I am with the chest monitor. And so could be a difference there. Look, I am the greatest at trying to find excuses why I'm not doing so well. But regardless, that 3-kilometer run was a great run. And the other thing I'm doing is switching my thinking on how I define a good run and a bad run, because I've had some runs that I feel great. They felt great through the whole thing. And then I look at the numbers and it just kind of deflates me. And so, you know what? This late in the game, I can't change where I am. And so regardless of the numbers, I'm going to assess my runs based on how I feel. And this was a great one. Other than this little moment. A little mishap with my pocket and my phone. My zipper split and the phone ended up on the ground. And that brings us to Thursday, training day 54. This is my race pace day. So it's late in the day. It's about 2:30 and it's 8-kilometer race pace day. And I'm trying to figure out how I am going to get myself motivated to hit the roads and get this 8-kilometer race pace done. Oh my, definitely happening in stages today. It's been a half hour. I've been sitting here. I have managed to get partly dressed for the run. It's almost 3 o'clock. I gotta get a move on. Do you ever feel like the running gods are working against you? I just finally got myself all ready to go and my watch is dead. So I have to wait a few minutes to charge that. And then I just put on my jacket before I realized my watch was dead. And I forgot about my mishap yesterday with busting the zipper in my jacket pocket. So I'll delay a little longer. I'll wait for the watch to charge up and try and fix this zipper. Okay, laying back, just waiting for my watch to charge a little longer. Isn't it funny how we can make life so much more complicated than it actually is? That whole zipper pocket thing, it may have taken 3 seconds to fix. 65%. This thing charges fast. Okay, I'm running out of excuses. Okay, time to make it happen. Heading out the door, still not feeling overly enthusiastic about the whole thing, but little I knew this run would continue to challenge me. Okay, a very interesting observation. I'm on my 8K race pace, and I'm about what I would know to be for sure, about 2.5 kilometers. When I was at what I think about 2.3 kilometers, I glanced down at my watch, and it says distance 1.85. What the heck is that about? Now it's, oh my goodness. And I'm just questioning everything. I know for sure from my house to a certain place. Oh, just a sec. A little duck crossing. I know for sure from my house to what we call the horse is 2 kilometers. And I was well past that when I looked at my watch and it said 1.85. Oh my goodness, I can't overthink this in the middle of a run. Okay, see you at the end. Okay, I'm just back now from what was supposed to be an 8-kilometer run. It's 8.6.
I don't even want to look at the rest of the data, and it doesn't even matter because this one became, I was hyper focused on my watch. There's something wrong with the mileage. I know that first mileage was not correct.
Okay, friends, we are taking this little investigation on the road. I am measuring, well, I can't measure the whole route with my vehicle because it was on trails, but let me just set my odometer here. Oh yeah, no, it's not quite here. It's at my neighbor's driveway that I should start. So I am absolutely convinced that my watch is not measuring the distance correctly. Let's just figure it out. Not going to get my knickers in a knot until I have to, but I know that one part of it was wrong. So, okay, here we go. Started right here is where I started my watch. So normally when we get to the horse, it's 2 kilometers. And so when I was running, I went past the horse to another sidewalk, to another crosswalk, then crossed, and then up the road a little tiny bit. And I looked down at my watch and it said 1.85 kilometers. I'm guessing that should be about 2.2, 2.3 kilometers. I've been running these routes, measuring these routes with vehicles, with watches, and for 25 years. And so I don't think they moved the horse. It's a big brass statue at the end of the road. Oh, sorry for the bumpy ride. I should have buckled you in. Now, I know that there's a little bit of difference with the road and sidewalks, but not that much of a difference. And like I said, I've run this for many, many years. It's turning over to 2 kilometers right now. Right here is where I was when it said 1.85. And it's 2.1 on my car. I don't know what it would be. Maybe the GPS doesn't activate right away. The GPS can't zero in on where it is or whatever. It takes a minute to calibrate and find its satellite or however it works. I have no idea how it works. But if it is the GPS issue, like, does it recalibrate once it gets going? To get at 1.85 kilometers, which is really 2.1 kilometers, I was running for whatever, 12, 13, 14 minutes. But what I'm most concerned about is, okay, if it's the GPS issue, what's the ripple down effect? Like, what's the ripple effect? Does that affect my pace, the calculations that are coming out for my pace? So if I actually ran 8.5 kilometers, but my watch shows 8 kilometers, yeah, it's gonna make my pace slower, isn't it? Oh, way too much math. My head is hurting. But it's working sometimes because I know some routes that I just know what the mileage is, and some we have, especially my long runs, we have measured those ahead of time with the vehicle. Well, we're home again. Thanks for coming along. I am confused. I'm a teensy bit annoyed as well, but I can't change it, and it is what it is. So I think what I will need to do is make sure that when I start, that the GPS is locked in and it says it's ready to go. Let's see what it actually says about today. So today it says 8.61 kilometers. And it said it took me 58 minutes. And that pace is 6:48 per kilometer. And this is supposed to be a fast run. This is supposed to be a race pace. Like, I should be around 6 minutes. My average heart rate, 155. I'm surprised it's not a lot higher because I was doing some spitting and sputtering. Yeah. Okay. That's it for today's run. Training day 55, a much needed rest day after that. So I went to my go-to way to relax, grabbed my camera, and chased some birds. And this handsome guy entertained us in our backyard. It is springtime, and he's looking for a mate. Training day 56. I'm standing in my yard, waiting for my GPS to connect.
And I'm thinking this has been my issue. I haven't paid much attention about waiting for GPS. I just come out my door, set my watch, and start. So I'm just annoyed at myself that I haven't really noticed this or paid attention to it. Just back from my slow Saturday 6K, and I am in week 8. This is the last run of week 8. Oh, it's getting closer. And it was a great run. It's a perfect running day. It's overcast. It's not bright and sunny. It's not warm. It's not windy. There's no rain. Now, again, these are bonuses. This has been a tough winter and spring of training. So it went great. No issues. I played a lot with my watch, making sure my GPS is fully engaged and activated before I start my run. And user error is I don't think it's a watch error. So today's run 6.03 kilometers. My pace was 7:13, again for a slow run. And I did stop a fair bit today. I stopped to do some videoing. I stopped to, I think, pet like 4 dogs, lots of dogs around this morning. And my average heart rate 139, which is good. I think, yeah, that 139 is, I think, a really good zone 2 heart rate for me as I'm learning.
And for the numbers people, here's the week at a glance, the details from each run. Hope to see you in week 9. In the meantime, subscribe or like or leave a comment below. And also check out my miles in the middle, which are the little updates between the weekly highlights.
Oh well, it's done. And
I'm already feeling better with this little nibble of after 8.